Representative Antolin A. Oreta III to avail of the privilege hour.
Representative Antolin Oreta III from the Lone District of Malabon City is hereby recognized. You have the floor, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Today we celebrate National Children's Month 2025. We are reminded of a sacred duty to ensure that every Filipino child not only lives, but lives well in body, mind, and spirit. We often speak about nutrition, education, and protection, and rightly so. But today, I rise to highlight another urgent and often overlooked dimension of child welfare: mental health. Mr. Speaker, mental health among children and youth has become a silent crisis in our country. Even before the pandemic, the World Health Organization reported that 1 in 7 adolescents worldwide experience a mental disorder, accounting for 13% of the global burden of disease in this age group. In the Philippines, the Department of Health revealed that 10 to 15% of Filipino children aged 5 to 15 are affected by mental health problems. That means out of every classroom of 40 students, at least 4 to 6 children may be struggling silently with anxiety, depression, or trauma that often goes unseen, unspoken, and untreated. The pandemic deepened this crisis. The National Center for Mental Health reported a 200% increase in monthly hotline calls during the height of lockdowns, many coming from young people crying out for help. Even today, post-pandemic, recovery for mental health remains slow. The scars of isolation, economic stress, and uncertainty linger, especially for children who lost loved ones or experienced disrupted schooling and social development. And while we have the Mental Health Act of 2018, Republic Act number 11036, its promise remains unfulfilled. There is still 1 psychiatrist for every 80,000 Filipinos, and most mental health services are concentrated in Metro Manila, far from the reach of families in the provinces. As a member of the Committee on the Welfare of Children, I believe it is time we move from awareness to action. True to this year's theme, From Commitment to Action, advancing the United Nations Children's Rights of the Child through legislative reforms. We must translate our compassion into policy, our empathy into systems, and our good intentions into programs that work, especially for our young people's mental health. Let us envision a whole-of-child mental health policy that includes 1, school-based mental health programs, ensuring every public school has trained guidance counselors and mental health advocates. 2, community mental health services integrated into barangay health centers so that care becomes accessible to all families. 3, support for parents and caregivers who are often the first responders to a child's emotional distress. 4, youth participation, because our children and adolescents must have a voice in shaping the programs meant to protect them. Mr. Speaker, mental health is not just a medical issue. It is a social justice issue, a development issue, and a human rights issue. It is central to the United Nations Convention to the Rights of the Child, which upholds every child's right to the highest attainable standard of health, including mental health and emotional well-being. When a child's mind is neglected, their future is compromised. When we invest in their mental health, we invest in a more resilient, compassionate, and productive generation of Filipinos. Let us therefore renew our commitment, not just to protect our children from harm, but to empower them to thrive. Let us make mental health services as basic as immunization, as available as education, and as essential as love. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. May our Children's Month celebration be a reminder to take care of our children's mental well-being. After all, to care for our children's minds is to care for our nation's soul. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you very much, Representative Antolin Oreta III from the Lone District of Malabon City.